the pitch, look at some of the moments Jota had last year. The goal at the City Ground against this team, Forest, that was a vital goal. The Everton goal, that was a massive moment, because we'd lost the cup final, we went out the Champions League, and that was Everton after an international break, and Jots got the winner there. I think we desperately miss his pressing there, even Darwin Núñez with his pressing at the moment. I think Isak will come good eventually, but the moment he's suffering because the team is suffering, we're not, I don't think, playing to Isak's strengths either, but I think the players are suffering. I think on and off the field, as well as Robbo said, they're only human. And at this moment in time, it feels a bit like we're playing a little bit at the moment, isn't it, Tats? Like Manchester City last year, when they suffered a lot of defeats, unexpected defeats, and eventually Guardiola got them to finish in the top four. And that's what we were saying for us. We started in 8th. We were only 1 point at the start of this game. We probably got a few more points out of it now after today's defeat. But top 4 is imperative no matter what happens for us.
Yeah, well, right now we're sitting 11th in the league, and going back to the Jota situation, they've lost a brother. You know, they've lost a family member, because for me this is someone that they spent more time with him than probably their family. And I think you're spot on with on the pitch. You know, he was our most prolific goal scorer. Simple fact.
And he led the press.
Yeah, he absolutely did. Yeah, he absolutely did, Steve. So I think that's a massive factor with regards to the way the team are playing, and it's something that we don't know how long whether they'll ever get over that or not. But I think, again, fans collectively, we have to stay together. You know, this is sport, and it's a tough period for us right now. We have to get out of it.
And also, if you think about it, one player wanted to go, but you know, the loss of Trent and Luis Diaz, especially. Diaz was sensational last year. Look at how he's doing at Bayern Munich. You know, I think they are huge losses, and I think it explains a lot at the moment. Arne's, you know, bringing in some more new players here. Rio's coming on, and he's trying his hardest at the end, but he's only 17. His future is bright, Rio Engamoa, but it's tough to rely on him to get you out of a sticky moment. I think you can clearly see with this new team the way it's shaping and trying to get players fit and back to the best. It's going to take some time here, and that's why it's so important that everyone sticks together. And the fans were at the end. I know a lot of them left, and you can understand that to an extent, but when the third goal went in, it was just really frustrating, wasn't it?
And that's the thing, Steve. I think people will see it as we're making excuses right now. It's not excuses. I think it is facts with regards to how much change there has been, you know, with regards to game time. But, Steve, if I'm being honest, today's performance wasn't good enough. Okay, and the players have to hold their hands up and say, I generally don't think every player can walk off the pitch and say they gave 100% today, and that's not good enough right now for this fan base, for the club, the size of the club. You know, that has to change, and you know, I'd expect to see it change very quickly.
Thankfully, we've got a European game to come up, because I think some of our better performances have been in the Champions League. You look at Real Madrid, Frankfurt away, of course, PSV, and a Dutch opposition, of course, are due at Anfield on Wednesday. Then the next league game is West Ham away, who've had a bit of a rejuvenation under Nuno Espirito Santo. But as I say, at this moment in time, we're not making excuses, but we're trying to stay positive, aren't we? And with the right back situation at the moment, the way it is, and it's going to be like this, if we're being brutally honest, for the next few games. Bradley and Frimpong are nowhere near a return anytime soon. And whether he continues playing Szoboszlai there, he plays Kerkez there, they'll do a job. But I just think when you play Dom Szoboszlai at right back, a huge chunk of our team is missing, especially with no Florian Wirtz as well. Because Szoboszlai can play that driving role in midfield.
I think as well it's about players going back to basics. I know everyone can have an off day. When you look at Konate today, he's had an off day. But I think if the players in more suited roles, and I think when you look at now who is suitable for right back, Gomez is probably the most suited. He is a defender. He wants to defend. Szoboszlai can do a job there. Absolutely he can. Kerkez can. But they're midfield players. You take away so much of their game by putting them there. So for me, play at Gomez. You know, but I think you made a great point as well about the Champions League and those cup games. You know, it's a little bit of a distraction. It's actually, you know, a bit of a breather, hopefully, which can then, we keep talking about it. What's the game that's going to get us on this run of games and build momentum? Hopefully this is the case.
Yeah, I mean, I remember commentating, as I was saying to you, that mad season when Michael Owen had left to go to Real Madrid. Similar to Trent, it was a very similar story to Trent in many ways. And I'm hoping a case of, let's be ultra positive, it's like a case of lightning striking twice. I mean, I don't know if our hearts could take another Istanbul, but we did well in the Champions League last year. We come up against a good PSG team. We could have beaten them at Jarell Kwanzaa. He hit the bar in that game, didn't he? But the actual league results, especially away from home, we struggled in that Istanbul season in the Premier League, because don't forget, Everton finished ahead of us. We had to play TNS, the Welsh team, in a qualifier to actually get through to the group stages even after winning it. So it might be that sort of mad season when it might need to be another season when we do well in the Champions League and get to that top four, because certainly results in the Premier League are suffering. I do think, we said before, it's not an excuse. I do think the players are suffering emotionally. They're only human. I think they'll get that back at some point. We've seen glimpses of it. The Real Madrid game was brilliant. I mean, this was miles off Real Madrid performance.
Yeah, and I think that can be, we have to think of what the positives are. Yes, it has to be better, fact. We're not accepting what happened tonight, but what are the positives? The positives are we've had performances like Madrid, so it's in us, absolutely, and we have to find that again. I do think another massive positive is having Alisson back. Yes, obviously conceded 3 goals. He couldn't have done anything about the 3 goals, but just to have his presence back within the team, that leadership, I think that is going to be vital, even more so in this tough period for the squad.
One thing I was going to ask you, we're trying to stay as positive as we can here, folks. We're always positive, because these guys are hurting. We'll support these. The fans did at the end there. The fans who stayed in the Kop were applauding Arne and the lads. These boys got us to win that Premier League, the first time in front of fans for 30 years. We're not going to desert them. We're all going to stay together, keep supporting the boys. I think they'll get it right. I do genuinely believe Isak will come good. I think he's too good a player not to. I think he's still struggling fitness-wise and trying to fit into the system. But the more games he plays, hopefully the more sharper he will get. Would you like to say, Tesh, now he's a goal machine, the greatest goal scorer in Liverpool FC women's history? Let's keep it positive still. I, as a fan, want to see Isak and Ekitike together. Give them a run of games. Whether that means changing the formation, I don't know. What do you think? 100%.
I think right now, what have we got to lose? It's not working at the moment, so let's change it. Go to a back 3, play a 3-5-2, have them 2 up top. You could even then play, if you wanted to, an Ekitike out wide and Isak out wide. But for me, I'd love to see a 2 up top. Have us with a back 3, then have our fullbacks exploiting the areas that we can. I think that's a way forward, and definitely something that I think we can maybe play with the games coming up.
Interesting. Will he do that potentially in the Champions League on Wednesday night?
I think, why not? I really do. I think right now, as a coach, do you change your philosophy? Do you change your formation? But I think we have to. We have to start getting results, and whatever's working right now is not working. So let's change the formation, mix it up a little bit, and get the goal scorers on the pitch. But also, not even the goals right now, Steve. Do you know what I want us to focus on is keeping clean sheets.
Thanks as always, Tesh.
Thank you.
Great to see you as always. We'll be back soon together, I'm sure. But you'll never walk alone is our club anthem, isn't it? The motto is we stick together. We believe in these players. These boys delivered moments that me, you, everybody, all Liverpool fans watching this will never ever forget. That was special when we won the title last season. Virgil, Alisson, Robbo, the leaders, they'll bring these boys back. They're hurting. It's clear. It was a difficult moment today. It was a difficult moment against City, but these boys will bounce back. Disappointing day. Liverpool 0, Forest 3. Becky and the guys, it's all yours.
Thank you very much indeed to Steve and to Tash up there on the gantry in the main stand. Jason and Neve are down pitch side with me here to reflect on what's no doubt been a really, really disappointing afternoon, hasn't it, for Liverpool? Before we talk through the game, let's just take a quick look now at what's happened so far today across the rest of the Premier League. And the results are as follows. In the lunchtime kickoff, Chelsea ran out 2-0 victors at Turf Moor over Burnley. Bournemouth came back from 2-0 down at home to West Ham to earn a point. Also another comeback from a home side, Brighton beating Brentford 2-1. That after the Bees initially took the lead. Raul Jimenez grabbed a late winner for Fulham over Sunderland, while Wolves lost once again 2-0 to Crystal Palace. That Rob Edwards' first match in charge at Molineux, and he's not got off to a good start. The tea time fixture sees Newcastle host host Manchester City up at St James's Park. Tomorrow Leeds take on Aston Villa and Spurs go to leaders Arsenal. It's the North London derby, of course. Manchester United take on Everton in the Monday night game. So this is how things look at the top of the Premier League table on this Saturday evening. And as you can see, it does not look good for Liverpool because they drop out of the top 10 tonight. Chelsea are up to second for the time being. Palace are up to fourth. So we'll move on to the bottom half of the Premier League table, which is where we find Liverpool on 18 points tonight, dropping down to 11th as a result of that defeat to Nottingham Forest. A Forest win, on the other hand, that moves them out of the relegation zone and up to 16th. Wolves, as I mentioned, winless, and they are bottom tonight.